One of those will work, right?
Yeah, something will work. Something will work.
You'll come up with something in the next 10 days that will work.
Clickbait is a very delicate art. It's kind of a dark art, though. You don't want to cast a spell just willy-nilly. I don't have my water.
Go get it. I couldn't.
Good job, Steve.
I couldn't quite make it last the whole time.
You got really close. I heard you. I had to fill my water up, and then it wasn't the right temperature, so I had to put it in the freezer for a little minute. And thanks for holding down the show, Steve.
I heard somebody say something in the other room, and I thought
it was worth it.
I thought you stopped to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, Tony was talking to me about something. She's sentient now. Did you know that?
Well, I heard her try to be sentient.
She caught a little sentience a while back, and it's sticking.
Do you want your laugh picks back?
Do you think I need them? Did that work last week? Did you guys feel like I did less laughing last week? Was it less annoying?
I've got this pain behind my eye now. Are these the early signs of a stroke?
Maybe. It's brought on by me holding back my laughs. You need my laughs more than I do.
Anyway, this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, reviewing,
we do
reviewing,
stuff.
playing podcasts.
We mostly just talk about guitars and waste everyone's time. Yeah.
What app do you use to invest in your headstocks? Are you a Robin?
Are we going to talk about headstonks?
Are you a Robin Hood guy? Fidelity?
Yeah. So we talked about G&L a few weeks back, and then RJ cut a short of us talking about the G&L headstock, and we got so many comments. So we thought, let's do just a dedicated topic on headstocks. Yeah. Do they even matter? Headstocks, are they important? Headstocks, which ones make you angry?
Should they matter?
Headstocks. Are headstocks embarrassing?
I would say...
What's the most embarrassing headstock? I would say
outright, because I wrote down this potential title, Should Headstocks Matter? And the answer to that is like simultaneously yes and no, right? There's so many things that...
It kind of is like the strap conversation we had last week. It's like there are the functional aspects where, like, yes, that definitely matters, and then there are the aesthetic matters here. That the aspects of it that are aesthetic. That's the phrase I was trying to put together. That very much matter to the individual.
Yeah.
And maybe don't matter to everyone else.
So of course, in the background here, we have 4 guitars. And, of course. And you can't see any of the headstocks, but that's fine. But this orange guitar over here, orange sparkle, is a Gretsch. It's got a classic Gretsch headstock.
What are we doing right now?
No, I'm talking about headstocks.
Okay. We can talk about every headstock that exists. They don't have to be in the room with us.
No, but I'm making an example. Fender, obviously a very classic headstock. Does anyone hate I know some people.
Lots of people don't.
I know people prefer like the 70s headstock over the modern headstock, but I don't know anyone who's like, yeah, Fender headstock's gross.
Like every time I demo a guitar, there's someone who hates the headstock. Oh. They're like, oh, that headstock, I wish they used this year headstock. Or like, oh, I really prefer it when the headstock is like this. And like, it's something that people get worked up over.
The Sire reverse headstock is this red? I can't tell.
Oh, it's totally red.
This red one in the monitor, it's
got blue dots on it.
It's got the dots. I like that reverse headstock, but then the single cut inspired guy.
No one can see what you're talking about.
Their headstock looks kind of like a lump.
The Sire?
Both
of those are Sire.
But I'm like, I could see it growing on me, but my initial impression on that Sire on that single cut Sire, I don't know if I love that headstock.
It's just a headstock, man.
I know. So that's what I'm saying is like to the point of
it's like almost like a top of a diamond shape. I think it's cool.
It's pushing into the chip ear, whatever Epiphone headstock that I really disliked.
I guess I see the direction you're seeing there,
but it's not quite going there.
No.
So
I don't see what Steve is seeing.
It's an aesthetic thing that some people will just look at a headstock and be like, it doesn't matter how good that guitar is, the headstock gives me the ick, so I'm not going to play it.
I'm trying to think if there's any headstocks that are like that for me.
Yeah, the PRS headstock.
I don't care. No, I'm fine with the PRS headstock. I just think it's funny that it's a Gibson 369 headstock. It's a little bit different. Okay. They squished it down a little bit.
And they offset it more.
A little bit.
Offset.
It's a little offset and it's squished down and the points are exaggerated just a little bit, but that's totally what it is.
Yeah.
And it's from the era where Paul would have been influenced by that. And it's a design that Gibson is not defending whatsoever. I bring this up all the time. There's a headstock that I accept it now, but I've always kind of hated it. I've always kind of hated the Telecaster headstock.
Really?
Yeah. And so like that reaction right there, so many people see the Telecaster headstock and they're like, that's a perfect headstock.
Ryan. Get the hell out of your garage. I mean, spaceship. Space pod.
Here's my laugh token.
I don't care.
No one actually cares if I laugh.
That should have been that we should have done it as that bit is we're only allowed to laugh when we have a token. So we both start with 2 tokens.
Like a laugh stick?
Yeah, and once you've laughed and you've passed you've run out of tokens, so you could hold all 4 tokens, and as long as you if you never laugh, then I'm never allowed to laugh either.
It's an uncontrollable
power imbalance.
thing.
It is.
Like it's an animal reflex.
The Telecaster headstock is very controversial. It's also I wouldn't say it's very controversial, but I know a lot of people don't like it. And it is interesting. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Are there other brands that have multiple headstocks for non-era specific?
You're talking about how Gibson every time Fender came up with a new guitar, they changed something. Like new pickups, new headstock shape.
But I guess they didn't because the Strat headstock and all the offsets have basically the same headstock.
Pretty similar.
Right?
Pretty similar. Yeah.
My thought was
different eras.
My original thought was like Telecaster and Stratocaster have different headstocks, but the SG and the Les Paul have the same headstock.
Most Gibsons have the same headstock, but then you get into Firebirds and Flying V's and Explorers, but the vast majority of Gibsons that are sold that people actually own have the same book scroll headstock.
Yeah. So I guess that's.
But then they do have different versions that are more curved and more straight, and there's a lot of variations out there.
And those, I would say, those are like era variations. Like again, like I would compare that to like the Fat Fender headstock versus the modern headstock.
We're talking about looks right now,
or the classic headstock.
Let's touch on the practical functional elements of a headstock first, because there are a lot of like headstock designs where I look at it and just like, I'm not gonna, even if I like the way that looks, I don't like the way those strings are bending across the nut. Or like I generally don't enjoy tuning a reverse headstock because I just don't remember like, I have to be under here and where's which way am I going? That can be all overcome with muscle memory, but there are certain headstocks where it's like, oh man, no, I just see problems with that. Like the Dean splits where like the strings are all going each way, super far out like a whale tail sort of thing.
So like, where it's a 3x3, but it's but again,
and Gibson has headstocks like that as well.
None of those things would necessarily affect performance. So is it just visual?
No, but I look at that and I imagine the strings binding in a way that, because when I'm setting up a guitar to so that I can abuse the wiggle stick, basically, I'm looking for the strings to go pretty straight over the nut. And I know that there's always a bend. It's always going to bend a little bit, but a lot of times I bypass string trees. Like I'm going for as straight across the nut as I can get within reason. So when I see a really dramatic bend, it's off-putting to me. Like from a functional standpoint, I'm like, oh, I don't think that guitar is going to be for the way I like to play.
I feel like that.
Is it just all in my head?
It is all in your head.
You might be right. You might be right.
When I think about, again, like talking about the Dean thing.
I think it was Cower that said to me, someone pointed out to him and someone pointed out to that person that no matter which way it's bending, your string is going to bend across the nut. Right. So like, don't get too stressed out about it. Well,
the string tree thing is interesting too, because the string tree is a downward bend and that is designed to keep your string from rattling in the nut, from sitting too high. But then you're saying you skip the string tree
on certain guitars. I do. Like, remember when I had the Supersonic, it would not stay in tune until I popped the strings out from underneath the string tree, because it was just binding too much across the nut and the string tree.
But is that a function of the string tree, or is that the function of the nut being not good?
I don't know.
The Dean thing is interesting too, because I associate the Dean, that split V headstock, with
guitars I wouldn't play.
With Dimebag Darrell.
Right. They're also
Floyd
on the
Rose build.
But they're also on the Cadillac.
Oh, true.
Which is a guitar I've always kind of wanted.
Really?
But that's one of the things is like, but that headstock, I don't know.
So if they put like a boring headstock on it, you'd be like,
put an Arrow headstock on it.
Like I said, no.
Oh.
If you put an Arrow headstock on that, it would give you like Prince the Symbol vibes.
I'm fine with that. But Arrow headstock is almost perfect because it puts the strings straight across the nut. I see a Flying V Arrow headstock, and to me that looks like an ideal design in a lot of ways. Not always perfect execution as far as getting that straight line, but it's a lot closer than even like a standard Gibson headstock, the way I'm remembering it. Like you don't get that splay out from the D and the G.
How do you feel about?
I always prefer a Fender style 6-in-line.
How do you feel about the kind of lumpy, I don't know, like mashed potatoes headstock that say like Harmony uses?
Harmony.
It's got this soft curve thing.
Like the dolphin head sort of thing.
Maybe. I'm looking at one back there.
Yeah. The silhouette is on the other side of the pod over here. No, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with most headstock shapes. There's certain things that bug me, like a hook always bugs me. If there's a hook on a headstock, like on a lot of metal guitars have that. It's like, what are we trying to do here? Is that how you're going to hang it? You can hang it in the closet from a strap or something. You just put the hook on there. To me, it's visually distracting.
What metal guitars have that?
Plenty do. But the thing I always say is that the only builder that I've seen pull it off in a way where I'm cool with it and I actually think it looks good is Sully. But his is more of like a barb on a fishing hook. You know?
Right.
Where like when you get that big, like, wasn't it like, don't Washburns have that big parrot beak on them?
Oh, now I'm trying to visualize.
That always bugs me.
When you first started talking about hook headstocks, I always think of the first brand that comes to mind.
There's a lot of cheap guitars that use the hook as well.
Is cheap guitars like SX.
Right.
Has that.
Where's my, it's in cold storage right now.
And so those always feel a little gross to me. Let's see. Talking about.
Is it
this Washburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the cheap Washburn.
I know.
I don't know if their good ones have that.
I think they do.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Washburn. All I know is apparently they couldn't keep Nuno around. He went and started his own guitar company.
Well, I think Washburn was trying to wrap up their electric division. Anyway, that's like the rumors I was hearing.
I feel like the thing that works with Sully 6-in-line is that it's got a hook, but that hook somehow looks like it's still moving forward.
Yeah, it's all about the lines. Like when you do a curved hook, it just screws the lines all up. But the what did I call it? I had a word for it.
You said not beak.
It's not a beak.
What the reason I was thinking about Harmony?
A barb. It's like a barb on a fish hook. You know.
The reason I brought up Harmony, and the SX is also like a good call, And all of these cheap brands like Hanington and whatever that you see at mom and pops that they just went and got, whatever cheap brand, is they have that association. And so I do wonder if subconsciously, even though the modern Harmony is an excellent playing guitar, that I've played enough not good Harmony, Teisco, whatever guitars.
That was the whole thing when Harmony first came back years ago. People were like, why would I pay good money for a Harmony when those were like student level guitars when I was a kid in the 60s and the 70s? It's like, no, they're doing something different with it now. They're taking those shapes and that vibe, and they're building them at Heritage. And they're asking excellent guitars.
$1,200 for a guitar brand that I could get at a pawn shop for $100.
Right, but it's a totally different build style. Yeah.
But there is that association, and I think I do make that with headstocks.
I think there's like a big part of headstock design is familiarity. Like a big part of like people being like, oh, no, thank you. I will not own that guitar because that headstock. There's a lot of people who have made associations with certain shapes. And to them, a Fender style headstock either looks perfect and nothing else can do it for them, or it looks awful. Like, oh, what is that shape? Like everyone has these things where like, oh, I just cannot get into that headstock. Right. What headstock do you hate? What headstock do you love? That should have been the title of the episode. It still can be. That
title's too long.
It's too long. We're going for short and simple here.
You can A-B it. We can see how it tests.
Which headstock do you hate versus which headstock do you love? We'll do 2 different thumbnails and 2 different titles, and then a third one that combines them.
My audio title is going to be Should Headstocks Matter?
Should Headstocks Matter?
That's going to be what's on Spotify. Yeah. Like I said, I love the Fender headstock, but I don't love the fat Fender headstock. It looks off balance to me.
Like the 70s,
that like late 60s, 70s headstock.
Yeah,
I don't like them, but again,
kind of like the Mustang headstock where it's a little bit fatter and rounder,
right? But again, here's this association game. I associate those with Starcasters, with the cheap budget Starcaster.
Oh,
I associate them with the old Squire Affinities that were not good,
right?
So if the very first time I experienced one of those was on, a real deal 1968 Stratocaster, then maybe be like, this is a cool headstock.
A lot of people hate on the Starcaster, the proper Starcaster
headstock.
I love the real the Starcaster headstock with that German carve in there and that swoop and everything. Like it's kind of like a psychedelic throwback.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really cool, unique shape. If you like a bigger headstock, it gives you plenty of mass. And just like when you can get a contrast color on there, whether it be black or the same color as the guitar, that's what Built does. Built's headstock is a take on the Starcaster headstock, and their stuff looks amazing. But so many people complain about that headstock. And then you know what Fender did? They made the Tom DeLonge and they put a regular Fender headstock on it, and everyone made fun of it.
Do you think the late 70s, early 80s Ibanez 6-in-line is based off the Starcaster? Because it kind of has that same curve.
Oh, that was on like the
Blazer and the Roadstar.
Yeah, the Roadstar is what I was thinking of. Oh, totally.
Yeah. I love that headstock.
No, that's an excellent take on the Starcaster headstock.
But you know what I don't love?
What don't you love?
And I again don't know why. And I saw
now we're getting into it. Now the topic found its momentum.
The other day is I don't like this kind of. So there's that old kind of Starcaster-y Ibanez headstock, and there's like the RX headstock that's looks like it's Ibanez built for speed, and the RX had it in the S series, and all these different models had it, and they have this one that's kind of the lumpy Ibanez headstock. I'm using lumpy a lot.
Is it a 3x3?
No, it's still a 6-in-line. It's also the one that they use for their.
You're talking about the ones that go on the AZs, huh?
The one that's on the AZ.
I like that one.
I don't like it. I saw one in Guitar Center the other day.
That one right there. I like it.
And I don't know what it is.
I think it's a good balance in between, like, oh, here's the Ibanez kind of like arrow shape, but we softened it up a little bit. We pushed it a little bit more vintagey for our more like Stratty.
Well, and that's what it is I think
traditional.
I think it is a transitional headstock maybe between that modern, what I'm calling a modern fast like RG headstock,
Every Ibanez 3x3 headstock that I'm seeing, I absolutely hate.
Really?
I don't like any. I'm not seeing a single 3x3 from Ibanez that I like.
I like the ones on the old artists. I don't even remember what those ones look like. But by the time you got to like the G, was it the G?
The Iceman 3x3 is not. I don't hate it so much. Where it's a big arrow.
Did you just show your phone to the camera?
Here's my phone. Well, that's to remind editing Ryan what photo I'm looking at here. You could do that too, you know.
I know.
Like, it's a photo that looks like this. Good luck Googling it. Look at this Ibanez headstock. It looks like a mandolin headstock.
Let me see that. Yeah, I like that.
I like that. Throw that on your jazz box.
Is that on an acoustic? Is that a jazz box?
It's in some sort of jazz boxy sort of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do more of that, Ibanez.
No, they did. They had these like squared off 3x3 headstocks on the like AX 120s and that
like
the
era. GX series, was that?
There was the AX the Geo had those. And those ones
that one right there.
Yeah. No, that's the same headstock shape,
that
but
one
it's
right there.
That one.
Yeah.
It might not even be that one. I think it's actually even cheaper than that one, but
but even like they're like trying to go a little bit more Gibson-y, where it's got not a book scroll, but they're trying to go that shape. I don't like that at all. I don't like that one.
The Artcore headstocks always gave me Epiphone. They're giving me Epiphone.
Yeah. And like Ibanez makes such a great jazz box. They make such great semi-hollows and full hollow body guitars. Like, and they're priced so nice.
I mean, you know this from when you were like toying with the idea of kind of designing your own guitar and actually, did you design the headstock for the Manta Hawk?
No, I didn't.
Okay, but you did do a headstock design
for that. I was trying to design that
for the ERT, and I know you went through a bunch of iterations trying to find that like balance.
Yeah,
of like something that's unique but also isn't.
The headstock is the logo of the guitar.
Oh,
you're probably thinking that the logo is the logo of the guitar. No, the logo is the logo of the brand.
Right.
The headstock is the logo of the guitar. It is an identifier of the model, of the era, of the price point, things like that. It is hard branding, and companies use it that way. And that's why when you see a cheap brand, you can usually tell pretty quick, because it's like, I've never seen that headstock design before. Or I've seen a lot of headstock designs like it, and they were always on cheap guitars. Or like there's just something not visually right about this headstock that is communicating to me the value of this guitar. Like you can, like when you really study guitars and you build your life around them for some dumb reason, you look at a headstock and you can figure out a lot about the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you can tell how nice it is based on the appointments, based on the way the edge treatments are, based on the tuners, based on the graphic treatments on it, the logos and the truss rod and stuff like that. You learn so much from the headstock. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
I think it's interesting how I think broadly divisive headstocks can become, because they are kind of a personal thing. And to that point, you know, the Tyler logo is just like block face. Some
I've circled around to liking it.
No, hold on.
Like it's such a bold choice.
What I was going to say is the actual, to your point of like the logo is the logo of the brand, but the headstock is the
logo of the
guitar. The Tyler guitar's actual logo is like impact thin, some impacty.
I want to know what typeface it actually is now.
Typeface that's just Tyler.
Yeah.
But the headstock, you see one of those and you either immediately love it, maybe you immediately hate it, but you're immediately going to go like, what the hell is that?
I'm going to Google Tyler guitars typeface.
I'm sure it's patented, trademarked rather. So
it says it's custom, handwritten, and often handwritten for a unique. That AI, you're failing me.
Yeah, that's not Tyler guitars.
I'd have to use some sort of
Now do
typeface identifying tool to figure this out.
Now do full tone and see if it tells you anything other than Comic Sans.
I can tell you right now, it's not Impact. Steve,
I'm not saying it is Impact. I'm saying it makes me think of that where it's like it is a thinner. It's some kind of thin font.
Right. It's a sans serif.
And it's a sans serif.
It's very wide.
But because it's like all caps,
right.
It makes me think of Impact when Impact was the meme font.
Right. Impact isn't the meme font anymore?
I don't know. Do people still make memes? I thought we were all just making
I thought memes were over.
Yeah, memes are canceled.
I want to know what typeface that is now. Someone tell me in the comments so I don't have to do the homework. Oh, there's a laugh. Here's my token. Now I'm just going to catch it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm self-conscious about my laughing now. Thanks a lot, person on the internet who made a post on my Facebook group about my laugh. I'm not actually self-conscious. I just think it's a fun bit.
Thing I'm going to say about laughing.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
If you aren't a person who can laugh at themselves and laugh at fun sounds, don't go to chasebliss.com. But if you're someone who likes to have fun and have a good time and will have a good chuckle at the weird sounds that pedals make,
if you like
go
to
chasebliss.com, get on their mailing list.
If you like to put the amusing into your music, there you go. Gosh, years and years of Chase Bliss sponsorship, and finally we land on that nugget. If you want more amusement in your music,
chasebliss.com.
And
of course, the core sounds that it was a short run. Obviously we're out of it. It was the I always forget what they call it. The Chase Bliss like 1 month runs that they do.
Man, having the runs for a month.
But they just came out with the Lost and Found, and a lot of people are talking about how the Lost and Found is a distillation of so many of the core Chase Bliss sounds that
it's a
all
tour
these different
of
pedals
bliss.
do. That's a great description of it.
Tour de bliss.
I would say honestly, it'd be worth getting on the mailing list just to see if some point in the future they're like, yeah, we ended up with a dozen B stock Lost and Founds. You're only gonna have a shot at those things if you're on the mailing list.
They're
gonna be gone.
They're gonna be gone. Like
if they even if they ever actually exist, like they'll go super fast. So you want to get on that mailing list so you can see when things are coming out. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who are like, Chase Bliss pedals confused the hell out of me. Lost and Found is perfect. Like Lost and Found does all of these amazing Chase Bliss sounds without being this overwhelming.
Man, did I miss out? I should have gotten one, huh?
Mine's coming eventually.
I should have ordered one. Now I feel like a dingus.
What a dingus.
I know. Don't be a dingus. Get yourself a Chase Bliss pedal. What's our next sponsor?
Ryan, if you want a Lost and Found and you missed out,
we're going to get one.
You can get one on reverb.com.
Probably for the best deal available.
I think
depending on who's scalping them.
The last time I looked, the lowest price on a Lost and Found on Reverb was like $650. But while there are, I'm going to be honest about this. Like,
thank you for your honesty.
There are a lot of criticisms of sponsor the show reverb.com.
Oh, are there?
And I haven't heard any. I do think a lot of them revolve around the fact that they have an open user base that is allowed to kind of list pedals at whatever price they want. So while there are people who are buying limited run pedals and turning them around and selling them for lots of money, I heard several people say recently that they're jumping on the JHS Nauticlons limited colorway just to flip them, which I'm just all right, whatever.
Can we not do that?
Cool. But
can we just not do that anymore?
But for like the rest of the pedal world, Reverb is going to give you some really good deals on pedals that you might not otherwise know existed.
Just avoid the hype section. Like there's always going to be people who are trying to flip hype products, whatever they happen to be.
You bought this on Reverb, right?
I think so.
I believe this. I know I've seen other ones of these on
I
Reverb.
tried to find one the other day to make a link, and I couldn't find another example being sold on the internet. So I might have gotten the only one.
But this is a Gaiatone PS024 Distortion H.
Yeah, I don't remember what I paid. It was under 100.
And this is the kind of rare pedal that you might only be able to find on reverb.com. And yeah, this was under $100.
And also, if you want to know how much it's worth, if you find one of these in the wild, Reverb's your blue book. Oh. You're at a pawn shop, the swap meet or something like that. You run across something like, what is that worth? I wonder. Go on Reverb. You're going to find out. You're going to find out what people are trying to sell it for right now. You can find out what people sold it for in the past.
Ryan, this first ad was sent by Joey Scar.
Here we go. Going straight into a Joe.
Gibson, restored by Valdez Natural. This is the 1970s Gibson, restored by Valdez. Sounds perfect. Original parts. Check pics.
Yeah, check out these pics. There's a lot of pics here. I picked this just to get Steve's reaction to it. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, oh man, this is a mess. Steve will have questions.
Is this the metal tape that's used to hold my HVAC together?
Yes, it's literal duct tape. You know how you called the fabric silver tape duct tape? That's not actually duct tape. Actual duct tape is metallic. It's like aluminum. So instead of using copper shielding tape, I can't believe that's the first thing we're talking about. Instead of using copper shielding tape.
Well, it's the first picture. It's like the second picture I got to.
They used, tape made for duct work. HVAC tape that's metallic. And maybe it works as a shield. I don't know. I don't know if that stuff is conductive. I assume it is.
All right, let's go to the full body shop. This is a 70s Gibson. What was this?
This is what I want to know. This is what I want you to try to figure out. What did this start as? There are signs and clues in the lumber work on the side here where you can see they kind of like dovetailed in the wings. So I wouldn't look at the wings of this guitar and try to identify it off of that. But looking at the core of it, what Gibson guitar gives you that much wood? And which one would have a freaking knot in it? Like I was trying to figure out, was this a neck replacement situation where like they took a neck off of something and put it on a custom piece of body? Or is this some sort of like non-obvious body shape that this started out as? Because that's a big piece of center wood there, and the cut for the fret axis is really weird.
That's the part I'm like the most lost on, is what that cutaway is.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm like, this could be,
what was it, like the L7 or something like that? I was
thinking this could be, it's an L5.
And the L5, that's it. It's got the harmonica bridge, which would have been the correct bridge for that guitar.
It's in the listing, it says it's all original parts. So I believe that.
Right. But also, like, this thing's so wonky.
Is it It's not L5. What the hell model am I thinking of?
Was it the L7?
Was it LS6?
It's something like that. One of those 70s Gibsons that like nobody wants.
L6S. No, L6S. But the L6S horn is too big.
Yeah, and it's actually cut against the neck. That's the thing, is this has that little like Teisco ridge right next to the neck. So did this piece of wood come from a no-cut body? What did this start as? I almost wonder if it started out as like no, that's not even enough wood. I was wondering if it started out as an Explorer or something, but it couldn't have. I really wonder if someone took the neck off of something and cut their own body, but
it's kind of giving that impression. Also, who the hell's Mitchell?
Who's Mitchell?
Mitchell.
Because that it's
McKitchell.
McKitchell. Mitchell. I've never seen a carve that deep in a guitar. They carved this name logo into the back of the guitar. It looks like it might be 1/4 of an inch deep. Like, what the heck were they doing? They carved their name with a router bit and set it to 1/4 inch deep. It's huge on the back. That's the clue right there. That's how we're going to figure out who did this and ask them what the heck actually happened here. Also, like that back plate. Is that identifiable as anything, or is that custom?
I think that was custom.
It's got to be custom. This body doesn't make sense at all. Look at, there's like weird screw holes in it. Like there's pinholes that have been filled. I kind of going back to your idea that this is actually a neck attached to something. Right. I think they swapped a neck around on something. Because this body shape doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
There's pinholes. There's 4 of them.
I bet there's more. We just don't see them. I bet there's one underneath that control plate. And there's probably one hidden inside that logo there.
Watch, that control plate actually means something.
I know. It's like the clue that could pull this all together and tell us exactly what this started as. But I can't, like, just looking, I can't imagine that this was a piece of Gibson lumber, even just with the knots and stuff that are going on. It looks too furniture-y. But also 70s Gibson. I don't know.
Well, it kind of looks like the wood of it makes me think of those the Paul. They did the Paul.
Right. Yeah.
It's not one of those. Don't. Oh, Steve, you're dumb.
One of like the walnut.
That's not it.
One of the walnut acorn SGs or whatever. Also, like, what is going on with these pickup rings? There's like foam tape around the edge of it. Did they have something glued over the pickups? Like, I have so many questions about this guitar. And it's on both pickup rings. There's like this double-sided tape. Or maybe it's like glow-in-the-dark tape.
I like the idea that it's glow-in-the-dark tape.
But why?
It seems unlikely. I have no idea what this...
Restored by Valdez, it says on the truss rod cover. What's the name on the back? McItchell?
Is that what is? What is Gibson restored by Valdez?
I see that it's just supposed to be a regular M, but it also looks like a C. It's supposed to just be an M that's curly, but this still, just like McItchell is funny.
When I Google that, it just takes me to a Reverb or a eBay listing for $5,500. This is $3,000. It has ended apparently. It was being sold by Fair Sales Music, which isn't whoever Valdez is. So it's like whoever's selling this, it seems like they didn't even really know what it is.
And for $3,000, I'm not surprised no one bit on this. Like, without being able to say what that neck came off of.
Yeah.
Who even knows? I'm sure it is a Gibson. Is that possible? It came off of an acoustic or something? Is that what we're looking at as an acoustic neck?
That would be incredible.
We don't have any real good shots of the heel, but there's a bad shot of the heel. You think it could be an acoustic neck?
It looks so fat. Like, it looks so broad and wrong.
But it could be reshaped. I don't...
You're saying you think that's an acoustic neck?
Can you do a serial number checker on it? Because we got the serial right here.
I don't think
778324.
Yeah, I don't have it open.
It's got Gibson tuners on it. Someone will check it. Okay, what beyond the mystery of this, what do we think of the body shape? It's got more horns than an SG on one side of the body. It's a bit of a weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a big...
Those...
this is not for playing sitting down.
This is for like mountain climbing. You use those hooks to pull yourself up.
It's a bit of like it reminds me of the weapons that the Wicked Witch's army. They had those staffs that had all the crazy curves on the thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Man, people make some wild decisions when they get a bandsaw.
And like I said, it seems like it would only be parts, like neck attached to some body, right?
Right.
But then all of the other hardware is Gibson.
But they just carried over the hardware from the thing that they took apart.
They gutted, yeah.
Yeah. the wings are so wild to me that they're like, oh, I got to make this bigger. They could have just made a really cool bow diddly with that center block. And just like, imagine you take a guitar all the way apart, you salvage the neck, if this is what happened, and the pickups and the bridge and all the parts, and you have the skill to harvest all that and then put it back together as a guitar, and this is the shape that you cut. Like, what is the rhyme or reason to this shape? You have the ability to do woodworking. Clearly, you were able to do like dovetail joints. They're not dovetails, but like some sort of a joinery going on there.
You made some choices.
You were able to connect the neck to this new piece of wood, and you were able to route out for control panels and for pickups and to place the bridge and the tailpiece correctly and stuff like that. And then this is the body shape that you cut. This, like, did you draw it out first, or did you just put this body that you made down in front of your scroll saw or your bandsaw or whatever, and you just freehanded it? What is this? And it looks like you really lost the script. Like the horns, the curvy parts, the pointy parts, that's one thing. It looked like they really had no plan with the upper side of it. Like the ergonomic side of it is all wonky. What a strange guitar.
I'm like diving into this. I'm looking at pictures of control panels now.
You're not going to find
trying to figure out if there's something with the way the
I think
the pots are configured. Like maybe they didn't move those around too much, but
I think they just eyeballed it, man. That's such a wild. Every part of it's a weird shape, you know?
Yeah.
And the wiring is so crazy. Just all this tape and just this rat's nest in a cavity that's lined with duct tape.
And like you said, the way that the neck is in place and it doesn't like go into the neck.
Right.
That doesn't seem like anything Gibson would have ever put on the market.
Gibson loves their big neck joint. They're not going to leave that out.
You think they have big neck joints? I think they're fine.
You think they're fine? All right.
Yeah, I've never had a problem.
Well, they always have that weird kind of like the ridges around it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The transition from the neck to the body.
I think they're fine.
Yeah, okay. Steve, well, that'll be the next episode. Neck joints, do they matter?
Yeah. How's the handshake on that neck joint?
Right.
If you want to, I don't know.
Hey, you want to support us on Patreon?
Yeah.
You want to give us money every month?
Head on over
so that we can keep doing this?
Head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast and you can support the show. At the $1 level, you get the audio version of the episode up to 6 hours early.
Sometimes 72 hours early.
It can be highly variable, but you're also going to get your name in the credits at the end of the song, and you're going to get to hear our commentary on the song.
Yeah, we do an end song, and only the Patreons get to hear what we say while we're talking about it.
Which is like instant feedback, and it's real-time feedback. At the $5 level, I'm going to send you a sticker pack. I've got some more stickers I need to add into those things. And at the $10 level, I'll put together a little swag pack with some of the swag that we've received.
After lately. I figure out how many of these patch cables that I got from Adam Hall. After I figure out how many I actually need, then I'll probably give you the rest.
Sounds good.
For Patreon swag. Because I don't need, I think I counted it was like 60 patch cables.
I'm so bothered that I don't know.
Right. I knew that this was going to drive you nuts. It's just enough wood to make you think, oh, that could have started as something else. But I really don't think it did. I think it's a lumberyard project.
Here's almost what I'm thinking is that this was originally, but then how do you do this carve like this?
The carve doesn't make any, you can't do it. You cannot do it. This didn't start as a Gibson shape. This started as a bigger piece of wood.
Yeah. Cause my thought was like, well, maybe this was some sort of not Les Paul body that somebody was like, I want to put a Gibson neck on
still on it.
Yamaha or whatever. Like some company that didn't know how to make a neck joint properly.
Sure. Like Yamaha, apparently. What?
Yeah.
Yamaha's knows how to build a guitar.
It wouldn't have been Yamaha back then. It would have been, a Lotus or something.
Right.
Ryan, this next ad was sent by Nathan Weddle.
Oh, here it is. The Fenderbird.
The unfinished Fenderbird bass in South Elgin. Before I had to retire from playing out a few years ago, I wanted to build what would be my last bass. Being both a John Entwistle and Thunderbird fan, I decided to make my own Fenderbird. Bought a Dean John Entwistle signature bass. Didn't like the super thin maple neck, so I had a custom 22 fret rosewood board P bass and neck built, not a Fender, even though it has Fender logo on it. Needs a nut. It had active EQ, but I took it all out to put in a custom harness without actives, but got lost. Still have the original, don't have the schematic. Someone with what? Come on, man. Sanded the body and painted it red. Made a custom pit guard. Never got to finish it for medical issues, so that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Never even got the chance to play it, and it's been sitting here begging to be finished. In the pictures, in these pictures, the neck is not attached to the body, so this is just like concept art. Back plates aren't. Cavity edges need to be cleared of excess paint, but I've included the control harness. Don't have the schematic. So says it again. Someone with the skills can figure it out. Selling at a loss. The neck was over $100. Well, itself was over $150.
You're going to sell it at a loss every time.
Where is the price?
It's in there somewhere. Come on. It's right here. $300.
Oh, it's at the top. $300. $300. I am very interested in this.
You cannot get a better representation of Alan Entwistle as a starting project for $300, but you can get it's a Dean, right? You can get the Entwistle Dean bass that this started as with the Dean neck on it for like $450, $500.
Yeah, but then you have a Dean.
Right.
Which I mean, this is
still... when I close my eyes and I think about Alan Entwistle, which I do from time to time.
John Entwistle?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
John? Why did I say Alan? Who's Alan?
Alan Entwistle is, I believe,
he's
the guy from Vintage.
Exactly. No, he designs guitars and pickups. John Entwistle. You can tell how often I close my eyes and think about him. But he has a very distinctive guitar style, bass guitar style, where you think about him and you try to remember him, and you're like, oh yeah, he's the one who had like an Explorer shaped bass, but it always had a Fender neck on it. Like it always had like a jazz bass neck on it.
He also played a Limbics.
Right. He's a weird shape guy. He's also got that one that's like shaped like a weird cat turd. Like, like when a cat poops and it squiggles and you get a little hair at the end. Do you know which bass I'm talking about? Let me, if you can search for it faster than me.
I'm not searching for it. I'm looking at this nonsense of a wire job that he thinks you can just figure out on your own.
There's a lot of figuring out you have to do. Here it is.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Right. Like here for editing Ryan to reference. You already know which one I'm talking about. That weird lower horn shape. Like he was doing like a BC Rich sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then just what happened? What happened right there? Why is it shaped like that? But he loves a funky shape. That's for sure. Oh my gosh, and the headstock. I hadn't seen the headstock on the thing.
Yeah. Who actually made, does it say who made that one?
I think that might be a Dean as well. I don't want to read this whole thing. Maybe it's a Warwick. Yeah, it looks like it might be a Warwick.
The original Dean headstock's not too bad.
No, it's kind of a Batwing.
This is so it's interesting because he talks about
there's one for 560.
How he was going to convert it to passive. So he pulled the active circuit out, and he actually already plugged the holes where the rest of them would be. But as far as wiring this would go, I actually think this would be probably pretty easy to figure out.
I think this is a cool project at $300. I don't think it's a screaming hot deal based on the parts that it's made out of.
Yeah.
But also, you're not going to find a cooler project starter for $300. You're just not. If you want a project, here it is.
Because this was a refin, I do automatically kind of question the quality of the reef in, though in the pictures it looks good.
It looks fine.
I kind of wonder, just out of, because I've never done it, I wonder if this would take just how could you just drop in a typical Fender style nut, P-base nut, or whatever
I bet GraphTac sells a drop in. That would slide right in there.
So $300, whatever you're going to pay for a new nut, set of strings, I would probably just drop this harness, this wiring harness back in. I don't see where the battery clip is, so hopefully it's in there somewhere. But yeah, I think $300, $250 would be better. $250 might be like more realistic if you, but I've already got $150 into this neck. Yeah, but your neck's freaking broken, dude.
Right.
It has no nut. Therefore, it needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
So it's not $150 neck. It is also maybe $100 neck.
It was $150 neck to you.
Right.
But it's like, I think he said that it's not a real Fender neck, right?
It is not a real Fender neck.
So it's a water slide decal on a parts neck of some sort. So it's of questionable quality at $150 that he paid for it. Like, who knows what you're actually getting there. You might want to replace that neck, but you like this concept and you want to, I would want to throw a Fender neck on here if I was doing this. But if this neck is fine, then I'll accept the neck. I don't care if it's name brand, if it feels good.
I'm fine with the concept of this. I think $300 is like a fair enough price.
I think that by the time you're done finishing the project as reasonably affordable as you can, it's gonna be a $500, $600 thing.
You think it's gonna be that much?
I think once you figure out that you're probably not gonna want to use those pickups passive, and so now you're getting into replacing pickups.
You could use these pickups passive. They're EMG HZs. They're fine.
Are they fine or are they good?
Well, that's a pickup problem in general.
Right. I don't know. I just see that if you're picking this up as a project, that neck might not be great. So you might be throwing
the neck is, I think,
a $250 neck at it.
Right. I think the neck is the wild card.
That is the wild card where you don't really know what you're getting into.
I think the pickups are going to be good enough for $300.
I'll trust your base gut on the pickups. I'm not familiar with them. I was under the assumption that if you're starting with active pickups, you wouldn't want to use them passive.
Well, they're not active pickups.
Oh, they're not.
Well, so this is a whole thing.
Okay. All right.
Where typically, not always, but typically in the guitar world, an active pickup means the pickup is extremely low output. And so, like, I think EMGs have something, and again, I'm doing this from memory, so I might be screwing this up, but I think they have like 2K resistance, extremely low output.
Yeah.
They rely on the preamp circuit to boost that way up. In the case of a lot of basses, remember that green Yamaha bass I have?
Yeah.
Perfect example. That was supposed to be an active bass.
Oh, okay.
It originally had an active preamp in it. I gutted it, converted it basically to switchless Les Paul. So I didn't put in a 3-way switch to do the pickups. I just did a blend circuit. So volume, tone, and you just balanced it based on what you wanted. I usually just ran volume max, tone max. It's fine. And that bass had the same, I didn't change the pickups in it. They were Yamaha pickups, because normally I wouldn't say normally, but in many, many cases, maybe the most of cases, when a bass is active, the circuit is active only, but the pickups themselves are standard output. And what you're actually doing is you're getting EQing. Yeah, you're
so it's active EQ instead of active output.
But they'll still be described as it's an active bass, but it's actually an active 3-band EQ. Whereas on a guitar, an active pickup will just have a preamp that's pretty much just a boost.
Sure.
And not necessarily that extra EQing. So that's the difference. So that's why I'm saying these pickups are EMG HZs, which is EMG's passive pickup. They might suck. I don't know. I'm not going to say one way or the other. Well, you might want to drop a different set of soap bars into this, but you could just take these two pickups, and with only a volume and a tone, you can't do a lot. Or maybe you could wire it volume, I guess, and have no tone knob. I don't think, again, it would be that hard unless it's missing some parts, this circuit should drop back in pretty easily.
Sure.
Should not be hard to figure out.
So best case scenario here, you're buying a nut. Let's just call it $40 or whatever. Yeah. You're buying a pack of strings. What is that? $30 for bass?
$20-$30 depending on your brand. I think I don't know what Stringjoy bass strings run. So you're
doing some wiring yourself. If you have a soldering iron, you already have it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So under $100, you could wrap this up, assuming the neck is good.
Yeah.
But if the neck is not good, then your project might lead you down a path where you spend $500-$600 total on this thing.
I guess my thought is that's the neck thing is almost the gamut with any project.
Oh, totally. Especially when it's starting out as like, you don't know what this actually is. We know it's not a Fender, but if it was a Fender, then you would be able to know exact model, what that cost, what quality you could expect. Where this is a parts neck with a water slide decal, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know the quality of the wood that was used. You don't know the quality of the fretwork, et cetera, et cetera. The truss rod could be garbage. Who knows?
So if you were say
it's an unknown quantity.
Say in your current state, you are
California.
I would say
space.
You are.
I live in the California of space.
Base.
We have avocados here.
Base curious. Base. I don't know. Base. There's a word I'm looking for that's not coming to mind. I'll just say base curious.
Sure.
You have a base. You are a base dabbler. You are curious about procuring more bases.
Right.
The right one catches your eye. At what price does this catch this base has already caught your eye. At what price does this catch your wallet?
That's a good phrase right there. Does this catch your wallet? Man, I'm the wrong person to ask.
No, you're the right person to ask because you're the person who's sitting next to me.
I know. The other person didn't want to show up tonight. I'm the one who has to sit next to Steve.
Wow. Rough.
I don't know. Like the 150 keeps popping in my head. Like at 150, I'd be really, really looking at this.
Okay, let's put this in guitar terms then.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Fender neck on a Dean body.
There is a Dean, whatever the Dean Z. The Dean, is it the Z body?
Let's just say, like, are dime bags bolt on?
I don't know.
What if there was a dime bag with a Strat neck on it, and a Floyd Rose?
Are the cheap Epiphone Firebirds bolt on? No, because the cheap Thunderbirds are. Like they're low. They're like $400 model.
Thunderbird. I think they have had Firebirds that were bolt on.
Yeah, I don't
but they were like the smaller body, like Firebird X or whatever.
Yeah. So some kind of Dean that's got a Firebird or an Explorer type body.
I mean, I've already done this. I have
done this.
I have an Explorer body with a Fender Strat neck on it. Yeah. So it's like I've already done this before, and I think I paid like $75 for that original setup, and it came with a neck that wasn't good. The frets were completely worn out. I could have just got it refretted, but I ended up swapping the neck.
And that was in like 2005.
Yeah.
So using the transpositional properties of inflation, that $75 is now like $750.
No, come on,
it's not. But
no,
but
it might be a good $250.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like if you put together the guitar version of this, $300. The $300 you're saying is too high. Is $250?
I think there's some.
$250?
I think there's some room to haggle a little bit. You show up and like, I don't know about this neck. Would you take $250?
Yeah, and you're looking at it and you go, okay, $250, and if I have to drop $150 on at this point a Squire replacement neck,
right,
then whatever,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a really cool look. I think it looks way better with the Fender headstock going back to headstocks than it did with the Dean. Like I think it really elevates this guitar.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a real Fender neck, I think that it definitely connects you better to the Entwistle look.
100%.
There's 2 Entwhistles in music. Come on.
Yeah. Ryan, you got anything?
I bet there's more than 2, but there's 3 or 4. I could talk about what I'm doing this week. The day this episode airs is the day that I'll be doing it.
Do you want to?
Might as well. I'm going to be pretty public about it when it's going on. Fender is sending me on. Remember when I used to do road cases?
Yeah.
During COVID times, where I'd go to guitar shops and I'd film a bunch of stuff. I'm kind of doing that. I'm kind of doing road case, but it's an official Fender project. They are sending me on a Lake Michigan tour. I'm going to Grand Rapids, Michigan,
right,
to visit Firehouse Guitars. Then I'm going to Chicago for CME, and then I am going to Cream City Music in Milwaukee. And then I'm flying back to San Diego, where I'll board a spacecraft to return back home, because that's where the spaceport is.
Right.
But it's going to be a wild time. I'm bringing along my buddy Adam to be the camera and sound guy for me, so I don't have to focus on all that. But I'm going to be doing tours of every shop. I'm officially going to be making vertical shorts for Fender social media. But then also we're going to incorporate doing like walkthrough tours of each location and doing a longer form video for the channel. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but man, it's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a crazy hectic schedule, because it is 3 nights, 3 hotels, 3 flights, and 1 rental car to get around, going to 3 different shops and shooting them all in 3 total days. It's like, it is a marathon, but it is also something that we know is very doable, because Adam and I have done a lot of travel content together, like doing commercial video work. This is going to be really fun for me, because it is a combination of the commercial video work that I've done, like shooting on locations at biomeds and stuff like that,
right,
connecting all my guitar YouTubing. And I'm not going to get into numbers, but there's a totally different budget for this, which is really fun and exciting. You can't do travel content like this on a demo channel
for
budget.
Sure.
And so when Fender pitched this to me, and it's like, well, do you know what that would cost? And then they threw a number at me, and I was like, oh yeah, they know what this would cost.
I mean, that's actually an interesting thing too. And I guess you would kind of expect Fender to know that.
Sure. Because they hire video, like commercial video crews all the time for doing their in-house stuff. So they already have an idea how much this stuff costs.
We've talked about that a little bit, is like the demo rate to do these things in your house and or in your space capsule or wherever you're making it, like wherever you are, to other people who want to get into this YouTube thing, that the rates that you're able to charge, even with, I don't want to say similar reach, but
there's only so much reach the industry can bear.
Right.
When you factor in, there's some big companies that can afford commercial video for their media, but the vast majority of the guitar gear industry is mom and pop, like deeply mom and pop.
Would it be unfair to say that when you watch a man, you said you didn't want to get into numbers, but I guess
my demo numbers are public. You can go to 60cyclehum.com and see what I charge right now. Whatever year you're looking at this, I like to keep them public, not just for ease of use of the brands that I work with, but also so other YouTubers can check in and see, like, if they want to base their prices based on my channel size and what my videos are doing and things like that, what they perceive the quality is, if they want to use that as a guide. And also, I'm totally fine with the audience knowing what I do for a living and knowing that costs money.
Right. I guess what I was going to say is, like, I'm not making up numbers. What you're doing is, with the shorts thing, is really interesting. It's all, like you said, it's like a hybridization of commercial shoot and this guitar demo space. But if you see a commercial for Marshall or Fender or whatever that looks professionally produced on social media, that's like not using YouTubers, but it's using something out in the world, or using live footage from a concert or whatever, and it's all put together,
or like it's in a studio space, or like some sort of exotic location or something.
That kind of thing is probably easily, you
can't do it for under 5 figures.
I was going to say it's probably easily 10 to 20 times what a demo in a YouTuber space is.
You bring, like, what we're doing with this travel thing is still just going to be 2 people and there's a lot of extra cost because of the travel side of it, like air travel and hotels and rental cars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
also, I'm not even counting that stuff.
No, but you those big commercial shoots where it's like, wow, they're in a warehouse and they're shooting all this stuff with all this fancy lighting. Like there's 10 people there.
Yeah,
and you're paying wages for all of them, and you're paying for catering because you got to feed everyone on those big multi-day shoots and stuff like that. And then you're doing all the studio recording to get your sound samples. And then like all these big companies are incorporating 3D explosion shots of the of the product coming apart and then going back together. Like the bigger companies are spending big commercial bucks on their video assets.
Yeah.
And it's fun to be kind of scraping into that neighborhood a little bit with this project.
Yeah.
It's not deep into it, but it's like, this is a budget that is different than what demo channels get paid.
For sure.
Yeah.
Brian, this last data was sent by Matt Carnevale.
Was that interesting at all to you guys?
I was interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, you're deep inside of this with me, so it's more interesting to you, but I love being transparent with the audience. I love the audience knowing that the demo side of this channel is my career. It's my main source of income, and the financial side of it is a huge reality of it. I've got to charge money for what I do, but like there's no reason to be secretive about it.
This is a rare vintage 1980 Japanese Fernandez Artwave. Matt Carnevale.
Matt Carnevale.
Artwave MIJ Olympic White. This is $1,500 plus $150 shipping, and it is located in the UK. Here's a very cool vintage 1980 Fernandez Artwave V7.
That mangled Gibson was for you. This one's for me.
These weren't built in the same kind of numbers as many other Bernie Fernandez models and rarely come up for sale, even in Japan. They're awesome guitars, kind of a cross between a Mustang and a Mosrite with a heavy dash of 80s new wave. They do have this like Robert Palmer. This thing has
totally.
A Robert Palmer vibe.
Yeah.
What's not to love? It was a signature model for Japanese guitarist Susumu Hirasawa of P Model. It has an ash body, maple neck, and 22 fret rosewood fretboard. It's 100% original condition, 3.5 kigs in weight. Truss rod is fine. Lots of life in the frets, and neck is straight. And then just a bunch of things about the brand or about the store that's selling it. So we're looking at this thing. Ooh, that's that nice dark rosewood. And what are these inlays?
They're the Fernandez logo.
Oh,
the F, which is like a really weird logo, but it's like
I've never seen. I don't know that I've seen that.
There it is on the neck plate.
Yeah,
it almost has like a record, like a phonograph logo vibe to it. Like that's something like an alternate universe Sony logo or something.
There's a thing that they used to do. I feel like more in the 80s that I kind of wish would come back. Is this where it says Airwaves Fernandez Electric Sound Research Group, and it's like this racing stripe?
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
It's when I first looked at this guitar, I was like, oh, I wish the racing stripe wasn't there. But the more I looked at it, it's like, I'm glad that racing stripe is there. Like they would do that a lot on like the 80s headless guitars. Well, like, we got to put the logo somewhere. Let's put it real big on the body.
Oh yeah, Steinberger. Yeah. The Steinbergers all had that.
But this isn't headless. But it gives it like pizza parlor, Chuck E. Cheese prize vibes. But it also connects to this like 1980s ski lodge, water ski, kind of like extreme sports of the 1980s sort of energy that I think is really fun for this guitar. I'm very curious about those pickups. Are those going to sound like P90s or are they going to sound like Mosrite pickups? Because they kind of look like they're going to sound like Mosrite pickups.
They definitely give the Mosrite vibe.
And then you've got a backwards Jazzmaster bridge on here. I say it is backwards because the screws are going the opposite direction they would on a Jazzmaster. And this trim is compelling to me because it looks a bit Mustang-ish, but then you look at the back of the body and it's routed like a Strat. So it's probably a lot like a Mustang trim, just the springs are on the other side of the body. Such an interesting custom piece of hardware for just this guitar, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about 80s Fernandez.
I bet that trim sucks.
Does the bar go in the center? Would this have had one of those like hand, like
yeah, it must have got
tremolo?
The bar must have gone in the center because the two side holes would be for the height adjustment.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, if it's like a Mustang, that would be the height adjustment.
It's got a cool headstock shape too. I like that headstock shape.
To researching the excellence of total balance that our instruments have to be. This is a mouthful.
This is the funky import guitar of the era, but that's also probably a ripper. Like you ignore that funky trim that is probably really, really unstable. I mean, maybe it's amazing. You know this guitar is gonna rip. You know this thing's gonna be a lot of fun. You take this out on the slopes or out to the beach or whatever. You stand on top of your Craftsman cooler, and you just start ripping on it while like your shirtless friends and bikini girls are like on their Sea-Doos, doing their jet skis, doing the flips on the stand-up jet skis while you're crushing a Bud Light on the beach. You know,
P Model was a electronic rock band.
Oh.
I'm trying to see because I don't exactly know what that is. Okay,
so like a Kraftwerk-y
so
sort
like
of thing?
They're comparing maybe to Kraftwerk and like kind of the krautrock
I mean, it was
rock
the
thing.
80s, maybe like a new wavy sort of thing. Like this definitely would be a rad new wave guitar. If those are Mosrite style sounding pickups, then this thing's gonna have kind of like Wall of Voodoo vibes or like B-52s vibes.
They're kind of sort of pushing maybe Devo as genre adjacent.
I could see that.
They're calling it Devo synth punk, which is related to electronic
What's
rock.
the name of the band again?
P Model.
I'll have to look it up when I'm editing this.
P Model was a Japanese electronic rock band started in 1979 by members of the defunct prog rock band Mandrake. Susumu Hirasawa, is mostly know what that.
I have a feeling this music sounds totally different than what I'm imagining.
I've never watched this. This is maybe the bigger draw. Susumu Hirasawa apparently did work for the animated adaptations of the Berserk manga series. So maybe that's a more of a draw thing. He was a lecturer at the Yamaha Music Foundation, and he taught courses at the Yamaha Synthesizer School until 1983.
Wow.
So this is kind of a interesting guy. I have to.
How much do they want for this?
$1,500.
Too rich for my blood. That would be the most expensive guitar I ever bought. But like if I ever run across one of these in person, I'm gonna pick it up and play it. Yeah. I got to know what it feels like.
Of course he did. Reading this, and maybe this will be the last thing. Maybe not. Over a 5-year period from Mandrake's last days to the early P Model phase, he used the H.S. Anderson Rider, the Fernandez Art Wave, which is what we're looking at, and ESP Random Star, painting them in bright colors. In 1983, he settled on, this seems so obvious, the Tokai Gaki Talbot. We've looked at these
the Tokai Talbot.
Yeah, the Talbot. Look it up. Right away you're going to be like, I remember that guitar.
Tokai.
It's like this funky, like space age Telecaster thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not a Telecaster, but
yeah,
you
I remember that.
Yeah.
It is super space agey. We've talked about this guy before.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that we've talked about this guy, but we've talked about those guitars.
This guitar for sure. Of course he was into one of those.
Yeah. Apparently he asked for Fernandez to make some Talbot type bodies and later on. And so this guy's like, seems like he's a pretty big deal.
He's just, we don't know who he is.
His Wikipedia article's hella long. I need to stop reading it. It talks about charity.
Yeah, we're doing a show right now and you're reading.
Yeah, I know. Well,
this
isn't a show about reading.
This is a show about guitars. Guitarists don't read, right?
I don't know that I would chase this for $1,500, but if I saw this at a pawn shop for like $1,000, I'd at least be curious.
Oh yeah. If for $1,500, if I picked it up and tried it somewhere, like if it was a show or something like that, or it was in a pawn shop, I would have to fall in love with it pretty damn hard for me to pay that much. but I also don't know anything about this guy other than what Steve just read. So maybe that connection there warrants the price. Yeah. Maybe there's a collectability that we're not aware of with old Fernandez. I wouldn't be surprised. And this looks like a cool one. This is definitely a guitar that I would love to have in my collection just based on its looks alone. And that's why I'm picking it. I'm selfishly picking this to be my winner for
really
Adventurers Club. Yeah.
That was fast.
What are you picking? We've been doing long episodes lately. Pushing 120, 130.
Oh, it's
do you guys like that? Hey, audience. Do you like it when we go a little longer, or do you prefer we go shorter? At this point, once you get to an hour, it's like if you're still watching after an hour, you're going to keep watching, right?
I think honestly, like I look at every once in a while, actually off of the Reverb video that I did, I was looking at viewer times, and I do think that there's a significant contingency of the audience where, you know, a video gets 3, 4, 5, whatever 1,000 views. On average, nobody watches more than like 8% of the video.
Oh, sure. Most people are in and out real quick.
I think what you have is you have a bunch of people who watch like maybe a minute or two, and you have people who watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the people who watch the podcast, I think on average watch 20 to 25 minutes of the podcast. Again, that's like the 1 minute people and the people who watch the full hour.
That's an average in between those two extremes.
Yeah. On like a 45-minute demo, like there's actually the average watch time on like a 45-minute demo, I think is 8 or 9 minutes.
Right. People find the information that they want and they get lost, you know?
All that being said, I think we had 3 excellent.
Yeah, they're really good.
Ads this week. And for that point, and because I got to expound on the nature of active versus passive pickups, I'm going to go with the Fenderbird. I mean, it's that tough thing of like, do I vote for the thing I got to talk about technical things on?
Sure.
Or do I pick the thing that I got to read Wikipedia for?
Steve loves reading Wikipedia.
And then that stupid freaking Gibson that Joey sent us. I was like, felt like it should have been the clear winner until we did the other 2 ads. Like coming off of that ad, I was like, that's the best one.
Stop talking and just spin it, Steve. And of course you won.
Congratulations, Nathan Weddle. You will have an email in your mailbox that you sent this ad from.
Yeah. Unless you are watching the premiere, Steve will email you before you get to watch the video. Right?
But they won't receive it until afterwards.
Right. Well, if they're watching the premiere, the email's after the premiere.
No. Yes, the email goes out after the premiere.
But there is a chance that they will get the email before they watch the episode.
Right.
Yes.
It's always there's also a chance they'll watch the...
Sure. If you watch the premieres and you win, it'll be a surprise while you're watching the premiere.
If they listen to the audio, they might listen to the show or
there's
watch
so many ways to enjoy your favorite guitar podcast.
They might watch it on Spotify 12 hours before the email's set.
There's my aluminum neck.
Yeah.
It's hanging behind the monitor. I was wondering the other day where I left that.
This song was sent by Joe Hanington. He says, Ryan and Steve, I'm writing to you guys because I love the show and would like to have our music featured at the end of the show. I used to live in San Diego from 1989 to 2001, and I love listening to your stories about it.
That's where we fly out of.
I played in bands there and went to many shows at the Casbah Spirit Club, Belly Up Crowbar, and Winston's West. I lived in the mountains of Descanso and went to high school there. Shout out Mountain Empire.
Wow.
Descanso
boy.
Barely know where that is. Went to SDSU for comp sci, lived in OB, worked in El Cajon and Mission Beach.
He's been pure San Diego.
I know.
He's been everywhere.
Now I'm in the middle of the desert in Elko with no music scene unless I drive to Salt Lake City or Reno. That sucks.
Yeah.
So very glad I found like-minded fellows who are great musicians, and we've started making hardcore and punk because it's fun and there's not much else to do here. Our band is Marman. And I'm attaching 3 songs. Sorry, Ryan. I'm not sure how many we're supposed to send at a time, but I figure more the better.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Steve.
Yeah, I have to pick. But you suggested, Joe, the song Ready to Die. says there's a curse word or two in the song. Well, that's
great.
That's gonna ruin the fucking show.
Oh shit.
But not in the other songs in case that's a problem. It's not a problem. Anyway, thanks and keep up the great work. Thanks for the song, Joe. We're gonna play "Ready to Die" by the band Marman.
1, 2, 3.
Imagine that guy playing bass, just like,
that dude's probably tired.
Great energy on that one.
Actually, I think that's Joe. I think Joe is the bass player.
There you go.
Good job, Joe.
Good job, Joe. You did it. You nailed down the bass.
I was sick.
I wonder if he used a bass like we talked about in the episode today. Probably not. He probably used a fairly normal bass.
Probably a P bass.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Stay grounded.